A judge denied Diddy his third attempt at bail following a court hearing, while he awaits a federal XX trafficking trial. Okay, so let's see what else they have to say. So, all right, his holiday meal. That sounds nice. Okay, so the I'll Be Missing You singer is spending his time at the Metropolitan Detention Center in Brooklyn as he awaits his May federal trial for alleged racketeering and XX trafficking. Diddy has been behind bars since September. Combs, he's 55 years old and his fellow inmates have the opportunity to participate in a card game, dominoes, soccer, and a 3-on-3 basketball tournament. A spokesperson for MDC Brooklyn confirmed to Fox News Digital. Okay, so Diddy's Thanksgiving meal options in jail include peanut butter and jelly sandwiches after his bail was denied. Okay, so for the holiday meal on Christmas Day, Diddy's menu will feature baked Cornish hen, macaroni and cheese, cranberry sauce, dinner rolls, and a holiday dessert. Just sounds too good, people. However, the lunch option is subject to change. Aren't we excited for Diddy? He's going to be eating so good, okay? So again, for those of you who do care, if you want to write Diddy, again, he is at the Metropolitan Detention Center in Brooklyn, New York. That is where you would be able to write him if that's what you're interested in doing and whatever you want to say to Diddy. Again, like the video, subscribe. And this will be his second holiday spent behind bars as he was in jail for Thanksgiving as well. For breakfast, the menu included fruit, cereal, breakfast pastries, and skim milk. Coffee wasn't listed as an option, though it was available earlier that week. So lunch was served as the Thanksgiving meal for Combs and his fellow inmates with a turkey roast, mashed potatoes and mixed vegetables, cranberry sauce, turkey gravy, dinner rolls, and butter. Assorted holiday pies were available for dessert, and if an inmate needed a meatless option, they could opt for hot and sour tofu. That was what his Thanksgiving was like. Diddy's getting all the good food, right? Do y'all like what he's getting? Are y'all going to be eating this good? Okay, so dinner was simpler, offering peanut butter and jelly sandwiches, potato chips, whole wheat bread, fruit, and a beverage option. Okay. So Diddy also spent his birthday November 4th at the Metropolitan Detention Center this year. Yeah. And for his meals on his big day, breakfast was the same, while lunch had a pasta option and a salad. That does sound kind of good. And dinner provided either chicken or tofu, fried rice. Why is he eating this good, people? Why is Diddy eating so good? We don't want Diddy eating like this. We want Diddy to have like butter bread, and then butter bread next to butter bread. and burnt up hot dogs. We want him to have burnt up hot dogs. That's what he should get. We want him to get stale potato salad, and then spoiled rice, right? Like stuff like that. For the homeless guy I talked to the other day, he hated spinach, so maybe that's what they need to give him. Give him some spinach. I don't like beans, so feed Diddy beans. So he can be on the toilet all day, right, people? And again, now would be a good time to like the video, subscribe to my channel. Okay, so Combs was charged with racketeering, conspiracy, and trafficking by force, fraud, and corrosion, and transportation to engage in prostitution in an indictment unsealed on September 17th. If found guilty, he may face a minimum of 15 years behind bars or a maximum sentence of life in prison. What do you think it's going to be, you guys? So, Sean Diddy Combs pleaded not guilty in September, and a judge set his trial date for May 5th. So mark the calendars, y'all, for May 5th so you can see what's going on with Diddy. You know, is he guilty? Is he not guilty? We're going to have to wait and see. So authorities say Combs ran a criminal enterprise through his businesses, including Bad Boy Entertainment, Combs Enterprises, and Combs Global, among others. He used firearms, threats of violence, verbal and emotional, physical, and lots of other abuse to fulfill his sexual desires, according to the unsealed indictment previously obtained by Fox News Digital. The disgraced music mogul has fought to be released from jail pending trial 3 times, and his most recent attempt denied was on November 27th. Diddy had offered up $50 million to wait for his trial from his home on Star Island, but prosecutors insisted that the musician was a threat to witnesses and victims. Okay? So I hope you guys understand why his bail kept being denied. So again, this is Diddy's first Christmas behind bars. How do you think he's taking it? Do you think he's made friends yet in prison? Do you think he's concerned about our friend Jay-Z, or do you think he doesn't care? Or do you think he's going to speak about something, letting us know what's really going on? So, I will see you guys next time. Please like, share, and subscribe. Okay, welcome back. We are on prison episode number 8. So today we'll be talking about how to prepare to go to prison if you know you're going. So, prison is all the rage in Hollywood. We've all seen Oz, the Shawshank Redemption. Orange is the New Black, and Con Air. Their creators got some of the facts right, but they don't tell you how to prepare for prison, do they? If you're going to prison, our goal is to help you in your preparation for incarceration journey. So that's what we want to talk about to help you out. And if you're interested in learning more about prison life and how to prepare, they said online they have a copy of a book. It's like a little pamphlet, Federal Prison Handbook. And if you guys really, really need it, go ahead and comment below. And while you're thinking about it, subscribe. And, I should be able to include some type of link below to hopefully help you. I hope I don't forget to put it down below. Or consider hiring Zukis Consulting Group to assist you in preparing for going to prison. Whether you will serve 6 months or 6 years, the tips discussed below will help you prepare for your time in prison. You can also book a free initial consultation to speak with a prison preparation coach today. For those with little experience with the criminal justice system, the notion of time behind bars can feel overwhelming. It can feel as though there is nowhere to turn, and any information you read online seems to contradict other information you've seen. We've included useful basic information below on preparing for prison to cut through all the misinformation. So they had created, it looks like a table of contents. So I'll read the table of contents. How to prepare for prison. Going to prison. Steps to successfully prepare for prison. Learn about federal prison. Federal prison facilities. Minimum security prisons, federal prison camps, low security prisons, medium security prisons, high security prisons, United States Penitentiary, USPS, administrative security prison. Research your Pacific prison. Arrival and personal property, money in prison. Communication in prison. Get in good physical shape. Get your affairs in order. Preparing your family for incarceration. Appointing a power of attorney. Designating your point of contact. Resolving your medical and dental issues. Creating a list of contact details. Authoritative information about going to prison. Life in federal prison. Stay out of prison politics. Keep yourself busy. Wow. Find purpose. Stay clean. Avoid discussing your charges. Learn the rules. Be polite and respectful. Have a good attitude. Don't struggle with how to prepare for going to prison. We're here to help. If only Diddy had this. Okay, so now let's get into how to prepare for prison. It's essential to prepare in advance if you have been convicted or pleaded guilty to a criminal offense and are waiting for sentencing. According to the United States Sentencing Commission, the average federal prison sentence imposed is approximately 147 months. That's a lot. Less than 20% of offenders serve a prison term below 5 years. This means no matter the nature of your offense, your confinement to federal prison will likely disrupt your normal life for a minimum of a couple of years. Essentially, adequate prison preparation eases the transition to your new life behind bars. It might not take away the hard realities that follow losing your freedom, but knowing what to expect and how to navigate your life inside the prison can be the difference between a smooth transition and a turbulent offset. Losing your freedom is hard enough, especially for your emotional and psychological well-being. Thus, managing any preventable hardships or mishaps can go a long way in promoting your mental health while serving your sentence. At Zeus Consulting Group, we help potential federal prisoners prepare for their incarceration by equipping them with information to navigate their life behind bars. Our criminal justice system largely fails to reform convicts. Hence, if you are keen on going through your sentence as smoothly and as quickly as possible and transitioning back to an active life afterward, we are here to assist you. If you get in touch with us immediately after your conviction, our team can offer expert coaching on making a favorable impression at sentencing to secure a more lenient judgment. In addition, we coach our clients on how to live a meaningful life during confinement by cultivating their abilities, keeping them out of trouble, and developing an excellent record. These are essential factors that can enhance your overall life in prison and improve your chances of serving a shorter sentence. Okay, now let's get to the part talking about going to prison, steps to successfully prepare for prison. At the Zuski's Consulting Group, they walk through the various steps you need to take adequately to prepare for a smoother transition in your life in prison. Generally, criminal conviction comes with potentially life-changing consequences, and the period before incarceration is the hardest for most people and their families. We understand you may be stressed and anxious about what lies ahead. For this reason, we are committed to providing you with essential coaching that you can implement immediately to get you ready for custody. Let us take a look at some of these preparing for incarceration tips. Learn about federal prison. Depending on the nature of your offense, the court might order you to self-surrender, or you may go into the custody of the U.S. Marshal Service. Whichever way, you need to arm yourself with knowledge on what to expect in the federal prison you report to. This means reading quality prison preparation books and speaking with a knowledgeable advisor who has ideally done substantial prison time in the system where you will be incarcerated and at the same security level. So if you know someone who has served as much time for you as the same charge that you have, that's the mentor you should be talking to and linking up with to learn more about what prison life might be like. Okay, so it says the Federal Prison Handbook, the definitive guide to surviving the Federal Bureau of Prison, is the best book for this. We tell it like it is and do not offer false promises to scare you into opening up your checkbooks. Take this step seriously. You must build an informational foundation to make good decisions in prison. Federal prison facilities. There are over 100 federal prisons across the nation, and they operate at 5 different security levels: minimum, low, medium, high, and administrative. The security levels are determined by features such as security barriers, presence of external patrols, detection devices, guard towers, type of inmate housing, cell or dormitory, staff to inmate ratio, internal security measures. Below is a rundown of the features of each of the security levels. Okay, so it says minimum security prisons, federal prison camps, dormitory housing, low staff to inmate ratio, limited or no perimeter fencing, work and program oriented, prisoners with less than 10 years remaining plus minimum violence history. Okay, so that was for minimum security prisons, which is federal prison camps. Okay, so low security prisons mostly is dormitory or cubicle housing, higher staff to inmate ratio compared to minimum security prisons, double fenced perimeter, strong work and program offerings. Prisoners with less than 20 years is what low security consists of. Medium security prisons, mostly cell type housing, higher staff to inmate ratio compared to low security facilities, strengthened perimeters, wide variety of work programs, greater internal controls, all types of prisoners but with less than 30 years remaining on their sentencing. So the minimum is for, again, people who didn't commit, the worst of the worst. And then low security, same thing, less than 20 years. Well, they're not the same thing, but And then medium means like you're going to be there a while, but you'll be there less than 30 years. Okay. High security. Oh, okay. Is United States Penitentiary, USPS, single and multiple occupant cell housing. Highest staff to inmate ratio, highly secure perimeters, close control of inmate movement, all types of prisoners, but sex offenders and informants are highly likely to be victimized. Administrative security prisons. Administrative security federal prisons have special missions. For example, pretrial offender detention, treatment of seriously or chronically ill offenders, confinement of escape-prone, violent, or extremely dangerous inmates. So that's administrative security prisons. So, all right. Okay, so administrative facilities include federal medical centers, federal detention centers, the federal transfer centers, and others. Please see our Administrative Security Federal Prisons page for more information about these institutions. Operations and privileges such as leisure time vary widely at each security level. At the Zuskis Consulting Group, we can help you understand the implications of being held in any prison, regardless of the security level. But generally, through the Federal Bureau of Prisons, BOP, ultimately decides where to confine you. Your attorney may request your designation to a facility that best fits your needs. Okay, just a moment. I'm trying to figure out how do I'm going to this. Let's see. Know why I keep getting these numbers calling. Okay, back to where we were. Research your Pacific prison. If you are ordered to surrender, go to our federal prison profile section and locate the Pacific profile of your upcoming prison. Once there, you can read about the particular prison and life therein. You can also download the prison's admission and orientation handbook and commissary forms. These will provide an overview of opportunities available at the prison and protocols for education, recreation, housing, health, psychology services, and more. This is a valuable Prison Pacific information that can be very helpful in your journey in preparing for incarceration. Okay, so arrival and personal property. Whichever prison facility you are designated to, prison staff from medical case management and psychology services interview and screen you upon arrival. Later, you join the admission and orientation program for formal orientation into the facility's procedures, programs, policies, and services. Moreover, BOP restricts the personal property you can take when entering the prison or retain during your stay. Criminal defendants who self-surrender to their institution may keep the following items: plain wedding band, plain earrings for females, legal documents, orthopedic or medical devices, approved religious items, prescription glasses. While you surrender in your civilian clothes, you will be given an option to throw the clothing away, donate it, or mail it home. The prison issues you clothing, bedding, and hygiene items upon arrival. In addition, you may purchase items such as shoes, recreational clothing, food items, personal care items, and others from the prison's commissary. Sounds like the military. Once you are in custody, there are Pacific guidelines regulating possession of any of these items. We at the Zuski Consulting Group can help you get ready for custody by explaining these processes and privileges. Money in prison. You can have money in federal prison, but the funds remain in your inmate trust fund account. These funds may be used for commissary purchases, telephone, email, and other authorized activities. Appoint someone you trust to act as a business or financial manager. Your spouse or attorney or close friend, you may want to give this person power of attorney and arrange for the bank to allow them to make withdrawals from your account. Arrange to have them send money monthly or quarterly if you can afford it. Ask for between $400 and $700 a month. This will allow you to spend $360 at the commissary each month. Use a maximum of 300 minutes of phone calls each month. Purchase MP3 player songs and use the BOP's inmate email system. This investment will make your prison time go by faster. It's worth the expenses if you and your family can afford it. So again, ask your family to send you about $400 to $700 a month, because the commissary, they allow you to spend $360 a month, and then they're just saying that use a maximum of 300 minutes, of phone calls each month, and then you should be able to use the inmate email system too. In addition, your family and friends can send you money through MoneyGram, Western Union, United States Postal Service. Please see our page on sending money to federal inmates to learn more. Note that your account number must be affixed to all such transactions. Funds sent through MoneyGram and Western Union are processed every day of the week, including holidays. Communication in prison. Communication with family and friends is essential during your time in prison. In addition to fostering your emotional well-being, maintaining ties increases the possibility of successful re-entry into the community. The Bureau of Prisons provides the following communication avenues for prisoners and their families and friends. Inmates and receiving parties have the option to pay for phone calls. The scaled-down email service allows federal inmates to email with approved contacts, but the inmate must pay for any time spent drafting or reading emails. Inmates may send and receive mail through the U.S. Postal Service. Prisoners may receive subscriptions directly from the publisher without prior approval, newspapers, magazines, and journals. Okay. Get in good physical shape. Exercise has immense health benefits, both physical and mental. It is normal to get depressed as you contemplate preparing for incarceration. However, exercise can help keep stress levels down and allow you to focus on what matters most, creating a positive transition to better your experience in prison. You will have plenty of time in prison to develop good fitness. However, starting now is beneficial as you equally need your energy levels at peak as you rush against time to get your affairs in order. Moreover, if you end up confined, especially in a higher security facility, looking physically fit may play to your advantage, though you should purpose to stay out of all conflicts at all costs. There probably isn't any pressuring need to learn how to fight if you are housed at a camp, minimum security, or low security federal prisons. But if you're headed to a higher security level, you may want to hire a personal trainer to become as fit as possible, even if that just means looking tough. So if you're at a higher security level, you might encounter more threats. That's what they want you to know. While we don't advocate employing violence, conflict avoidance is almost always the best answer in prison. It's not the worst idea to consider taking self-defense classes to learn how to protect yourself. This is essential piece of how to prepare for prison. Violence in prison is genuine concern, and people do get hurt. A fight is never a good idea, but you need to prepare in the event of everything going wrong and escalating into conflict. Get your affairs in order. Going to prison is the last thought on anyone's mind. Even when your case goes to trial, you always hope there's a chance of fighting the allegations and winning the case or earning a lenient sentence. That does not involve imprisonment. It is understandable if you are still in denial and hoping the case might turn out favorably. However, denial only works against you, as it may hinder you from taking advantage of the short time you have to get your affairs in order. Before losing your freedom, even if there is a slight chance of getting a lenient sentence, preparing for prison is essential if things don't go as expected. Some of the matters you need to take care of include preparing your family for incarceration. Your family will be devastated by the idea of you being locked up and the potential dangers it might subject you to. It may take a while before they come to terms with the likelihood of living without you. However, you need to sit down with them and discuss life without you. If you are the primary provider, you may need to organize how bills will be paid in your absence. This may even mean working at downsizing the family's lifestyle if there are not enough funds to maintain the same lifestyle. If you live alone, you need to make arrangements for your property so that debts do not accrue in your absence. If you have young children, they may not understand the long-term implications of your absence at the moment, but it will soon affect them, so you need to plan the best way to help them cope. Consulting a psychologist is vital as they can suggest ways to help both you and your family cope in the short and long term. Lastly, it would be best to inform your family that they can reach you either through email or written correspondence. They should also expect you to call them regularly or through video visits whenever possible. While preparing for incarceration is critical, maintaining family contact while you are away is equally as important. Okay, next is about appointing a power of attorney. Generally, a power of attorney grants another person the ability to control your affairs in your absence. This could be your spouse, parent, child, sibling, or trusted friend. If you appoint someone other than your spouse, you could grant the power to two people who should consult each other before making any decisions about your affairs. This may eliminate conflict and guaranteed extra safeguards against misuse of the powers. As you do this, ensure you draft a financial plan on how the finances should be utilized while you are in prison. You may also want to create a rough budget of your financial needs in prison and coordinate how the money will be channeled to your commissary account. Designating your point of contact. Before surrendering to prison, ensure you identify a primary point of contact. This could be a family member or a close friend. We can work with this primary point of contact as questions or issues arise. Additionally, this person will be able to better advise your family and friends of your status, location, and information. Please note that prison staff seldomly release information to family members. For example, if your family calls your unit team seeking information about your status or healthcare matters, they will not release information. With this being said, we have our clients sign a release information authorization, thereby enabling prison staff to disclose information to our team members. Next is resolving your medical and dental issues. Medical and dental services are available in federal prisons. However, they may not match the standards of your current providers. Care is often substandard, slow, and usually not forthcoming. This is a crucial element in preparing for prison. You will do yourself a big favor by dealing with this now and not waiting until you are in prison. If you have pre-existing medical and dental issues, get an evaluation from your doctor before surrendering. Likewise, it can be a very good idea to update your glass prescriptions and resolve any dental matters before surrendering. It can also be helpful to obtain complete copy of your medical records from your doctor. If you take any prescription medications, ask your doctor to draft a letter explaining what the medications are, and what underlying conditions they treat. While you can submit these documents to your prison's health service upon arrival, our team can also use these in cases of prison staff not adequately treating medical conditions. In these cases, it is critical that we have underlying documentation, as this helps us motivate prison healthcare staff. Creating a list of contact information. Before going to prison, prepare a list with contact numbers, mailing addresses, email addresses for all the people you may need to contact during your confinement. This way, you will not get stranded whenever you want to contact a particular person. Additionally, try to fit this contact list on one double-sided page. Many receiving and discharge officers will allow self-surrendering inmates to retain this page. If not, we also recommend our clients provide us with a copy of their contact list. We overnight this contact list to our clients on the day of their arrival. Authoritative information about going to prison. In the past, people used to go to prison utterly oblivious of what lays ahead and would endure untold hardships before they adjusted to their new life. This is not the case today. There are dozens of books, guides, and other programs that help defendants prepare for their life behind bars. While we cannot attest to other firms, books, or products, our team regularly assists clients preparing for prison. Here are a few of our book offerings: Prison Education Guide, Federal Prison Handbook, Directory of Federal Prisons. While waiting for your sentencing or self-surrender date, ensure you gather as much information as possible to enlighten yourself. Most prison preparation resources are written or produced by ex-convicts who have served long sentences in federal prisons, or experts who have worked closely with the inmates and are familiar with the criminal justice system. Researching widely and reading available credit resources can be an eye-opener, enabling you to adjust to your new life quicker. Aside from reading prison preparation books and guides, you may also seek out prison consultants to answer your questions and provide insights on the ins and outs of prison. For instance, at Zeus Consulting Group, we help criminal defendants develop strategies to prepare for prison and successfully reintegrate into society. Our objective is to help you develop an informational foundation to make good decisions once in custody. Life in federal prison. Before commencing your federal prison sentence, you need to know how to prepare for federal prison with a survival guide and tricks. Assuming you have gathered as much information as possible about what your life in prison will be like, here are some tips to enhance your experience. Stay out of prison politics. You do not have the liberty to choose your neighbors in prison. You meet people from different backgrounds, some possessing extreme opposite personalities, ideologies, and outlooks on life. Despite the sharp differences, you may have to share the same facility for years. In ideal circumstances, people should embrace diversity, but not so in prison. Conflict of interest and prison politics are the order of the day. However, it helps by maintaining a low profile throughout your stay. Otherwise, if you indulge in politics and things turn ugly, it may compromise your chances of coming out unscathed. Keep yourself busy. Federal prisons require medically able inmates to work. As soon as you arrive, ensure you find a job that you will enjoy. If you don't obtain a job on your own, prison officials will assign you a work detail. We advise our clients against this approach since it often means working long hours in the kitchen. Some examples of the positions you may want to consider include plumber, inmate orderly, food service, warehouse, groundskeeper, painters, while some of these prison jobs require long hours. Others are no-show jobs where you sign your name on a sheet and leave. While federal prisoners are paid for their work, wages tend to be meager. For example, federal prisoners typically earn 12 cents and 40 cents per hour. These funds are deposited into your commissary account, which you use to buy personal items. I'll repeat that again. Oh, sit down, Mr. Fox. Sit down. Sit down, baby. Prisoners typically earn 12 cents and 14 cents per hour. Okay. Okay, that's crazy. So when in prison, find purpose. A period of incarceration equals a lot of available time on your hands, which can be positive or negative. It's your choice. Many positive activities in prison can help you find purpose in life. even help you improve your circumstances upon arriving. College correspondence courses, writing, exercising, and teaching in the prisoner's education department are just some examples of many activities you can become involved in, which will give you purpose. This purpose will help carry you through your sentencing. Okay. Pursuing a purpose during your time in prison can make your stay more meaningful and manageable. For example, you can learn a new trade, write a book, discover philosophy, find spirituality, or purchase other professions. Likewise, we help many of our clients further their education behind bars. Whether you are interested in college or career-based studies, our team can help. Okay. In addition to keeping yourself busy and avoiding falling into a depressive state, finding purpose behind bars may equip you with relevant skills for successful re-entry into the community upon your release. This is critical. If you work, you are prepared for a period of incarceration. So, yes, that's very critical. Thinking through potential activities is a critical step in figuring out how to prepare yourself for jail. How you find purpose is up to you. One of our clients, a doctor before his incarceration, spent his time helping those who need physical therapy. Find something that works for you. It is a good idea to put a plan in place so you can focus on the day of release from the time you enter. Avoid discussing your charges. When first entering prison, many inmates receive the prison 411. Other inmates want to know who you are, your criminal charges, your sentencing, and other relevant information. Whether someone tries to bully this information out of you or a friend in prison asks, do not fall into the temptation to disclose your case details. Many things can go wrong if you do so. For instance, a fellow prisoner could make a deal to serve less time in exchange for the information, especially if the details are incriminating. Also, the nature of your crime might cause you to be victimized, especially for sexual-related charges. Please contact us at the Zeus Consulting Group if you are concerned about these types of disclosures. We help clients charged with all manner of criminal offenses develop a strategy for addressing these sensitive matters. This is especially important for clients charged with sexual offenses or who have testified against others for a sentence reduction. Stay clean. However tempting the ideal of using drugs in prison may be, you should steer clear of them. This is a key area for in-prison conflict among fellow inmates. Likewise, inmates caught drinking alcohol or using drugs are often severely sanctioned. While this can be an appealing avoidance avenue, especially when struggling with depression, this is not the answer. Our team can help you develop better coping mechanisms. No matter how deep you descend, keep in mind that drugs are not the solution. If anything, they are likely to aggravate your mental condition. Always remember there are far better coping methods such as remaining physically active, finding purpose, keeping in touch with family and friends, if possible, and seeking professional counseling. Moreover, no matter how smart you are in concealing drugs, it is only a matter of time before the guards catch you. And when that happens, it may spoil your efforts of maintaining a clean record and dash any hopes you may have for an early release. Getting addicted also raises the chances of being indebted in other prisoners, bringing you into deep trouble and potentially making your life in prison intolerable. Learn the rules. Ignorance is no defense for prison rules, for prison rule violations. Even if you did not know they existed, breaking rules in prison can get you into serious trouble. Educate yourself as much as you can about the prison system, and particularly your upcoming prison facility. If possible, obtain a copy of the official rule book and read it thoroughly. And note, the team at the Zeus Consulting Group regularly defends clients in prison disciplinary hearings. Our team can research the underlying incident, draft a statement for you to issue to the disciplinary and manage all internal appeals challenging a conviction. Then it says, be polite and respectful. Prison staff is often overworked and inmates tend to be depressed or otherwise dealing with personal issues. Since serving time in prison is often unpleasant, practicing active conflict resolution techniques is important. Tempers are likely to flare quickly, and you do not want to step on anyone's toes. As a general rule, being polite and respectful is the best way to survive in prison, while reducing headaches and other interpersonal conflicts. Even when a staff member is unreasonably demanding, avoid engaging in actions that might make them feel challenged. Being polite and respectful can go a long way to making your time more manageable. Next thing is to have the right attitude. The moment you enter prison, your life takes a turn. You might lose friends, family outside of prison. Even those you did not expect to abandon you may just do that. You are pretty much on your own inside prison. Other inmates may try to take advantage of you. Going to the guards for help is often a bad idea, and that can have serious repercussions. With such a gloomy situation, you need to polish up your attitude and prepare for incarceration. Having the right attitude can help you surmount the prison reality and build something positive out of the situation. The team at Zeus Consulting Group can help you prepare for the experience to come and plan for the unexpected. Prison time doesn't mean a death sentence, quite opposite. It says, if you lost your license because of a criminal conviction, they can help you launch a new career. Okay. So they're just saying basically, there's no reason you can't leave prison without a degree or a better prospect for the future. Don't struggle with how to prepare for prison. It says that use the Zeus Consulting Group and let them help you. Okay, because they're basically saying prison is never easy. They said they know what awaits you in prison and the tactics you can employ to have a smoother life behind bars. Going to jail or prison is never easy, but with directed effort, you can lead a productive life during this experience and after. Okay, so that is pretty much how you prepare if you are going to prison. If you've watched this far, type in the comments below this far, and I hope you enjoyed the video. Please like, share, and subscribe. Welcome to episode 17. Today we'll be talking about prison letters and why women love men in prison. Okay, it's been a while, but we are back. So this episode is about prison letters. The interest came when I received a letter from the Oregon Department of Corrections. It was from an inmate, and he was addressing someone he seemingly had a connection with in the outside world. The handwriting was perfect. The words flowed very well, and he clearly was trying to reach out to a woman who most likely lived in my home before me. Though the letter never reached the person it was intended for, it did spark significant questions, such as, why do prisoners attract women so well? Does real prison love exist, or is it all a scam? And how do these prisoners learn to write so well in the first place? The myth: women must be twisted to fall in love with prisoners. Look, this phobia, I've never heard of it. Hybristophilia. When it comes to having a strong attraction to social deviants, criminals, and prisoners, hybristophilia comes to mind. This is a paraphilia where people are aroused by people who have committed outrageous acts such as cheating and crimes, including the R word and people who are murderers. The thing that makes this so interesting is that it is different for everyone. Some are more passive about it while others are aggressive. Okay, so it says passive hybristophilia. This is when someone is drawn to criminals, but they do not act on it or try to assist them in any way. They may show passion through being an advocate for the prisoners, or simply enjoy movies such as OITNB and Prison Break on a deeper level. Whatever that means. I guess that just means you like watching shows that are very criminal. So I guess I can give an example of someone drawn to a criminal. Do you remember that movie called Out of Sight with George Clooney and Jennifer Lopez? Remember Jennifer Lopez in the movie? She was a cop. And George Clooney, he was the criminal. And remember, she got kidnapped by George Clooney. They created a romantic movie out of this situation. And J-Lo, she, had no man in her love life. Very good looking woman, and then here is this criminal that kidnaps you, and he's very handsome, okay? And you're just like, I'm finally getting some type of cool excitement, and you're like, look at this criminal. Like, why would I tell on this criminal? I never get this level of fascination. That's how J-Lo felt, So, yeah, like at the end of the movie, they were trying to catch him, and the other cops asked her, did you see him? And she kind of like froze, like, because she's wondering, do I tell them? Because she is at work and she is in uniform. She's a cop. And she's like, no. Like, she's not going to rat on him because she fell for the criminal. And before that, her and George Clooney, remember, he's a criminal and he's on the run. And she's a cop. So, he had her number, so... Yeah, so what happens is the criminal contacts you. Look, the criminal contacts you. You're at home and you're sleeping. The criminal contacts you, and then you wake up because it's the criminal. And then when the criminal is contacting you, that's when you're like, you're all ears because you don't know when you'll ever talk to this criminal again because he's calling like private. And you're enjoying this because you're like, where are you? I haven't heard from you in a while. I'm surprised to hear from you. That's what happened to her. He randomly calls, but she can't call him back because I understand this clearly, especially when you don't want to get caught in some type of way where I'm like, you know what? I want to be friends with that person, but they know this and that, so that could be bad, where you just you have to think about certain things where you're like, it might not be the best to that's kind of what the criminal was feeling because he knows at the end of the day she's a cop and it's her job to bust people like him and put them behind bars. So anyway, they had their secret meetup in the movie. And their secret meetup, where they went out to dinner. They both was just, it was a night to just enjoy one another, talk to each other, clarified, yes, so why haven't I heard from you? And then he's like, well, blah, 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 blah. And then they had their one night of passion. It was an unforgettable, I guess, moment. That was her one night of fun. And then that was pretty much the end of it. And then she didn't hear from him anymore. Like, it's like, it was a really, really good movie. But probably one of her best movies. Okay, so look, back to aggressive. The next one's called aggressive hybristophilia. This is where trouble can arise. These are men and women who proactively help the criminal they are attracted to. This means they could lure victims in, cover for criminals, bury bodies, and other severe acts. Bonnie and Clyde are the perfect example of this type. I'm trying to think, do I know of one like this? Where men and women help the criminal they're attracted to. This means they could lure victims in, cover for criminals, bury. Okay, I'm trying to think. That one I can't think of. It's not a fast one that just comes to me. Okay, so why do so many prisoners / criminals in relationships? The answer is quite simple. It is a mixture of hybristophilia, the desire for excitement from their mundane lives, the long distance passion, and the fantasy of it all makes people drawn to that lifestyle. In fact, there are over 40 different websites that cater to prisoner dating, such as meetaninmate.com. And then potential consequences. Though it would be nice to have a happy ending every time, there are significant consequences from dating a known criminal. For example, a book called Dream Lovers: Women Who Marry Men Behind Bars. Jacqueline Wilcox Bailey talks about a real-life incident. Two sisters walked out of their long-term, boring relationships to get with prisoners. When those men were released, one of the sisters was murdered, and the other was beaten and tortured, which sent her supposedly posed lover back to jail. I think they mean prison. With this as a possibility, always be aware of the dangers you could be subjecting yourself. If you decide to follow that journey, with that being a solid case, does that mean that all prison love is fake and they are nothing but predators? Then they said myth. There is no such thing as true love in prisoners. Okay, so they said there are some genuine and sincere relationships, but there are also tons of scams as well. How do you know the difference? If you are reading a letter from someone behind bars and they ask for money in any way, it is likely a scam. Do not fall for it. They could either be reaching out to women and men for financial gain, attention with the media, or to gain supporters, just like Ted Bundy, Richard Ramirez, and Scott Peterson did. I know what all of them look like. That's how infamous they are. For the record, serial killers such as those noted above are less often associated with scams and writing letters. You may think that they are great at manipulating, but that is not the case with them. They get away so well with murders and crimes because they are bold, always act like they have nothing to lose, and never overthink what they are doing. With an IQ of below average, more love letters come from non-serial killers who are much smarter and think things through better. Okay, overall, use your best judgment. These people will not always con you. They may be truly into letter writing for human connection. That's kind of funny because like they crave the connection, so that they're writing the letter because, you know, there are many people in jail who do not have family or friends to reach out to. So they turn to pen paling to feel involved, valued, heard, and feel like they matter. Though it may not always be about love, it can still be about companionship and support and worth volunteering to help people such as them feel cared about. Bonus, how to craft a prison letter. One thing I noted the most about the letter I have how well written it is. There are no errors. The penmanship was nearly perfected and the message was very well contrasted. So how did someone in prison learn to write so well? One word: practice. Those who write love letters would use trial and error in their writing. For example, they would keep tabs on the responses they would get from their loved ones. When they said certain things, they would then work on perfecting in those areas to get even more positive responses. In addition, they could have utilized other inmates for assistance as well. More perspective is a catalyst for fostering new ideals in learning how to write a moving love letter or scamming someone successfully. If you want to learn to write a great letter, start with practicing. Use your feedback as a guide and never be afraid to ask for help so you can become a pro. And the final thought, falling in love with criminals and prisoners is hypobristophilia, though having this characteristic is a passive sense is fine. Seek help if you feel like you will act on those passions. There are limited professionals that can assist, but it is worth finding a reputable person before you do anything drastic that could land you in jail yourself. Oh no. Remember, human connection and writing to prisoners is a great way to improve their quality of life. If you are talking to someone who has no one else on their side, keep being a hero to them. But always know the signs and be mindful if they are trying to scam you or not. The last thing you want to do is fall in love with someone behind bars only to find out they were using you for personal gain. At the last word from us, we don't know everything, but we do have an opinion on everything. Oh boy. That was quite interesting, right? Oh boy. That's what I have to say about that. I hope that, now you know why women love men in prison. I hope this has gotten through to you guys, so you get that deep understanding here and you understand that, women can fall in love pretty much with anything, okay? So please like the video, please subscribe, comment below if you're dating a prisoner or if you want to date a prisoner. And if you are enjoying these episodes, let me know. All right, welcome to episode 18, and I hope you guys are enjoying the weekend. It's the start of it. Now, we are back to talking about, our prison subjects, and we are back to the love topic. So, the article we're reading today, it's about love again. And it's titled, Terrible Crimes That Couldn't Stop These Ladies from Loving Men Behind Bars, okay? So some women find love online, while others focus on those who have been in a lineup. So it says, Bloomberg reporter Christy Smith made headlines in December when she revealed she had quit her job and divorced her husband after falling in love. Okay, so I guess she fell in love with a prisoner. Okay, so she insisted that her view was just misunderstood, I guess the prison guy. This came after he had been dubbed the most hated man in America for price gouging a drug for people with HIV. Bizarre though, the story was Smith, I believe that's her last name. Yeah, Christy, I don't know why they won't just call her Christy, has plenty of company. For every incarcerated man, It seems there's a woman interested in being his pen pal or more. Okay? Christy Smith, a former journalist who helped break the story of a white-collar criminal, Martin Shkreli, Wright became romantically involved with him while he served a federal prison sentence for fraud. Okay, I'm about to show her. She looks fairly normal, too. She's, normal looking lady. And, he's the genius. I'm trying to say, I guess, he thought he was the genius. He didn't know he would get caught. It's a trend explored in the book Love Lockdown, Dating, XXX, and Marriage in America's Prisons. Okay. Greenwood decided to start researching prison marriages after her own extensive correspondence with jail white-collar criminal Samuel Israel III, currently serving a 22-year sentence in Butner, North Carolina federal prison for mail fraud and investment advisor fraud. Oh no. Some of this, it does make you wonder, how do these people get into committing these crimes? Or what? How does it start? What do you get away with one thing and then it makes you think, oh, I could do that again and get away with it, and then you keep getting comfortable enough. You get so comfortable that you keep on, and then you eventually leave footprints. Okay, so this guy, I guess his name is Israel, it said he had faked his death by staging a suicidal plunge off the Bear Mountain Bridge in upstate New York in June 2008. He turned himself in to the feds 3 weeks later, and Greenwood reached out to him whilst researching her first book, Playing Dead, about people who fake their own deaths or disappearances. They have stayed in touch for 7 years, corresponding frequently, although they have never met. Quite interesting, right, people? I think we know people like this, where you're online friends, and for whatever reason, y'all stay in touch. I don't know what that's about, why people want to do that. Because it's I don't want to do it, so I don't know why people want to do it. Okay. Throughout the half dozen years I've known Sam, he has gone from my subject to my stalker to my friend, she writes, nodding that the correspondence helped her understand the laser-like attention an inmate with little to do can lavish on a lady. For her latest book, Greenwood followed the lives of 5 couples who met while one of them was incarcerated. Okay. I don't know what that means. I'm just trying to say, whatever they wrote was very confusing what came next. So, to prison wives who have long histories with their men, MWI. Okay? Women are seen as pathetic losers, or worse yet, prison groupies. Let's just label them a prison groupie. But what she found were relationships that were at times romantic, messy, complicated, and sometimes heartbreaking. In other words, not too unlike those in the real world. One couple includes Joe, an ex-Army medic who had worked as a prison guard at a Kansas City jail, and Benny Reed, who was serving a 10-year sentence in the maximum security Oregon State Penitentiary for the attempted murder of his then girlfriend. It shows Joe and Benny Reed, who met on a prison pen pal site, on their wedding day, and they are kissing. I'm going to show the picture. That's her prison book. You see that? How romantic. The pair met on a prison pen pal site. Joe knew the stigma of associating with a felon, but it didn't deter her. In recovery herself from an addiction to pain pills, Joe credited Benny with making me the best possible version of myself. I think these women tend to be very nurturing. They have a sense of wanting to be cared for, wanting to be caring for someone else, and men in prison, for obvious reasons, are quite needy. The pair even got married at the prison. He saved up from his $1.81 an hour prison call center job to buy her a ring off Etsy. How sweet. But the relationship ended abruptly when Benny found other companions online. Are you kidding me? He still left her while in prison. That's crazy. It says, yeah, that's crazy. Oh my gosh. Wow. I'll reread that part for you. The pair had even got engaged at the prison. He saved up from his $1.81 an hour prison call center job to buy her a ring off Etsy. But the relationship, it ended abruptly when Benny found other companions online. Wow. Even in prison, they cheat and they're greedy. Just why do women fall for imprisoned men? According to Dr. Fred Berlin, director of the Johns Hopkins XXX and Gender Clinic, there tends to be this trait of intense mothering in prison wives, writes Greenwood. I think these women tend to be very nurturing. They have a sense of wanting to be caring for someone else, and men in prison, for obvious reasons, are quite needy. But not every prison wife goes into a pen pal relationship looking for love. Sheila Rule, a longtime foreign correspondent for New York Times, met Joe Robinson while doing volunteer work for a prison ministry. She was corresponding with more than a dozen inmates when a compelling letter came from Robinson, an East New York native serving 25 years for murder. Now, I have to look at this close up. I guess she was really lonely too. Okay, I'm looking at them. Oh, how are they in bed together? They must. She must like spent that one weekend day with him. This is funny. He has on regular clothes. Let me show the picture. Yep, she met him during her volunteer. Okay, so look, that lady I showed you, Sheila, a longtime foreign correspondent for New York Times, met Joe Robinson, the guy that you saw there, while doing volunteer work for a prison ministry. She was corresponding with more than a dozen inmates when a compelling letter came from Robinson, an East New York native serving 25 years for murder. As a pen pal, he was looking for a young lady, and Rule, who had been married twice, was in her 50s, 20 years his senior. She let him down and flat out told him that she couldn't be his companion but could be his friend. For a year, the two exchanged letters that were deeply vulnerable but very flirtatious. In 2003, he convinced her to visit him in person, where the relationship switched from friendship to romance. And they wed in 2005. That's 2 years later, after he convinced her to visit him. They've now been married 15 years, 12 of which Robinson was in prison. She says the marriage is happy and familiar, like an old shoe. That's so funny. Like, it's like a shoe. Still, Rue initially told few people about the relationship. When she decided to tell a friend she thought was progressive, the friend asked how she could be with someone charged with murder. I'm not marrying Joe's past, she told the friend. I'm marrying the person he's become. Do you like her excuse? So that's the end of Terrible Crimes. How it couldn't stop these ladies from marrying men behind bars. I hope you guys liked the video. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Let me know, are you enjoying the prison series? Is it very lovey-dovey? Is it giving you the romance that you seek in your life? And if you are enjoying it, let me know in the comments below. Welcome to episode 2. Back on our Prison is a Retirement Plan for Seniors. And today we're going to be talking about people using prison as a retirement plan in Japan. Of all places. Okay, let's get to it. So they said seniors in Japan are having to steal just to cover basic expenses. But it's all part of their plan. You see, the sentence for their crime sends them to a place where they find a sense of community, receive free room and board, and have a caregiver 24/7. It's good to watch other countries who are older or more in depth to see what will happen to us. Well, 27.3% of Japan's citizens are 65 or older, practically twice that in the U.S. And these seniors are breaking into prison just to survive. Will Americans retirees be forced to do the same? Not if they start planning now with a financial professional. Here's a look at Japan's rampant retiree crime spree. So they said an article in Straits Times is titled "Rising in Old Jailbirds Turn Japan Prisons into Retirement Villages." It points out that a record 47,632 people in Japan aged 65 or over were arrested in 2015. Over 70% were caught for petty crimes such as shoplifting. When retirees have to steal just to survive, it's clear that their plan didn't include saving enough money to cover basic living expenses. What's worse is that Japan's elderly inmates are rehabilitated, kicked back into society, and stuck in the same boat they were before. They haven't gotten any younger, and they still don't have enough income. So do they get a job and start saving for their slow-go years? No, they steal a bunch of bananas for breakfast and get thrown right back into the slammer. About 70% of all current inmates aged 65 or older are repeat offenders. Why do these seniors live this type of retirement? Well, besides the fact that they did not plan successfully, their retirement strategy didn't include any plan for long-term care either. But prisons did. A roof over their head, 3 meals a day, no utility bills, and free unlimited health care are all provided. A research firm coined Japanese prisons state-sponsored retirement villages, and one of prisons' demographics includes a 50.6 age average, with the oldest being 88 years old. That same prison was recently refurbished to accommodate their demographic, including 500 private well-lit cells, each with its own desk, chair, and well-lit cells, each with its... Oh, okay. They said also comes with a wooden bed and television set. Steps in the public areas are even upgraded with ramps and handrails. Does that sound like a prison to you, or is it closer to the retirement home where individuals visit the grandparents? By 2025, 1 in 3 citizens of Japan will be age 65 or older, and 1 in 5 will be 75 or older. 2025 isn't that far away, and the U.S. demographics isn't getting any younger. Medicaid and Medicare are drastically underfunded and facing problems similar to Social Security still. Prison is better than no plan, and a ward of the state doesn't have to live on the street and steal bread. Okay, so that was pretty much the end of that. Do you guys feel sorry for them? Do you agree with it? Is this still your plan, your retirement plan, since you didn't plan? Or is it your backup plan? Is your plan A, plan B, plan C? Well, we will do another video about this coming up. Just be patient, and we will get to it, and we will find out if prison is going to continue to be the perfect place for you to retire. And again, if you're watching from prison or you were recently in prison, don't be afraid to like the video, subscribe, and comment below. Bye. Welcome back to our prison series. We are on episode 40, people. We're getting up there. Okay, so what's Christmas Day like in a high security prison? And this is coming from someone that spent 21 years in prison. So they said, of course, Christmas in prison isn't like Christmas out there in the real world. But at the end of the day, it's still Christmas, and the effort is made at some institutions to make inmates feel the holiday cheer. The person said during their 21 years of incarceration at 7 different federal facilities, they witnessed the whole spectrum in regards to what inmates and staff were willing to do during the holiday season. A lot of inmates didn't care. It was just another day on the calendar to them. They were more interested in gangs and drugs and politics and making moves. The same with the staff. Some correctional officers and administrative officials could care less. They were there to do a job, and Christmas didn't come into the equation. But Christmas in prison can be special if the staff and inmates cooperate to make it so. Prison life is bleak and stark. Even the hardcore convicts need a little Christmas spirit. It helps to lighten the mood, let everyone relax, and even put their guard down for a minute. The following is what I experienced at the various institutions I was housed at during Christmas time, and how it differs from the life on the outside. It was never super special, but it helped to break the routine. And okay, so then they said presents. Getting presents in prison is frowned upon. You always hear the stories of the XX predators putting candy on the new inmate's bed. And if that new inmate takes the candy, well, you get the picture. Anytime someone gives you something in prison, it immediately makes your radar go up. Like, what is this dude's angle, or what is he after? That means there is no secret Santa or gift exchange in prison. A secret Santa present on your bunk might mean someone is trying to make a move on you in a way that you might not want. If someone did that to me, I would be out on the tier trying to find out who it was so I could beat them up. And now would be a good time to like the video and to subscribe to the channel. Are any of you out there going to be in prison for Christmas? Or know somebody who's in prison for Christmas? Maybe put some money on their books so they could get some candy. Okay, but saying all that, the staff does give out Christmas bags every year, and that is a big event. It's a big bag of candy with Reese's peanut butter cups, Hershey's chocolate bars, honey buns, grandma's cookies, and much more. Yum. Honey buns, grandma's cookies. Okay, so a nice bag of exclusive items that you don't normally get. As soon as the staff gives out the bags and then unlock the doors, it is a pandemonium on the tiers as the block turns into the New York Stock Exchange. And everyone is bartering their items, trading them off, and selling their bags. I've seen prisoners trade cigarettes and drugs for Christmas bags. Everything in prison, even Christmas bags, becomes currency. Wow, people. Okay, so relatives. The only time you see your relatives in prison is out on what prisoners call the dance floor, the visiting room. All bureaus of prison facilities have visited on Christmas and all the other holidays, but the visiting rooms have limited space, and it's not like everyone's relatives are coming to see them. Okay? Only the lucky few in prison get visits on Christmas. For most inmates, the only time they see their relatives at Christmas is when their family members are locked up with them. I had a few visits on Christmas, though. There is usually a tree with presents under it and an inmate photographer so that you can take pictures and document your holiday visit with your family. Deep in the neither world of corruption and violence, the only thing is that if you hit the visiting room at Christmas, then you usually miss the holiday meal. But that's normally cool because on the dance floor, you can get all types of exclusive items out of the vending machines that you don't normally have access to. So it's a double bonus. You see your family and eat good, at least by prison standards. So then this person said, prison life is bleak and stark. Even hardcore convicts need a little Christmas spirit. And then the next person said, dinner. The Christmas meal is big. It's one of the only times of the year where the chow hall actually makes an effort to give you a decent meal. There will be corn, stuffing pie, and big Cornish hen. They fill your tray up to capacity and you are allowed your feast. Isn't that good? But the big feasting comes afterwards as the kitchen workers smuggle everything that isn't chained down back to the units. Later that night after Christmas meal, you can get pecan pies, ice cream, and more Cornish hens back on the unit. Isn't that really good? That sounds beautiful. Now would be a good time to like the video and to subscribe. Comment below if you like me doing this prison series and you want to continue to hear more. Okay. So games. In the game rooms, the prisoners go hard on sports. The NBA games dominate the television at Christmas. Prisoners watch games all day, shuffling off to the phones during commercials to call their loved ones and feel some holiday love. Guys will be betting, drinking prison-made wine that we call hooch, eating their smuggled pecan pies and dreaming of the new year and the time they will get out to enjoy a Christmas in the real world. The recreation department also hosts events like bingo card, pool, chess, tournaments, and craft activities. They attempt to go the extra mile for the holiday activities and provide a diversion for inmates missing their family and loved ones during Christmas. Okay, so then they said decorations. Wow. It depends on the counselor and case manager from each unit, and sometimes even the warden for the whole compound. But I've been places where the staff will let you decorate the unit and even encourage you to. At the last prison I was at, FCC Forest City in Arkansas, we put up lights, a cardboard Christmas tree, stockings on a cardboard fireplace, and even a cardboard gingerbread house that inmates made for us. Inmates made paper snowflakes and hung them from the ceilings. Put cutout stars, crosses, and Santa Claus on the walls. It was rather festive unit. My bunkie even made a little cardboard Christmas tree that he put on his locker. He painted it and rigged it up a light. At the top, that looked like a star that shined in our cell brightly. Every night for my last Christmas in prison, it wasn't that bad. And now would be a good time to like the video and to subscribe. That is how Christmas is on prison day. Did you guys like hearing about the story time of what Christmas is like in a high security prison? If so, comment below. And I will see you guys next time. Okay, welcome to episode 4 of our love spell series. And today we're going to talk about how to cast a love spell. And it says these are the 5 powerful love spells that work immediately. Okay, so how to cast the spell. And again, this is our love spell series. So now would be a good time to like the video, to subscribe. And if you haven't checked out the previous videos, go ahead and check them out. Okay, people? These are articles that have been out here for a long time. And we're going to story time and talk about it. Okay, so it's tempting to use a love spell when you want to get a specific individual to fall for you. But you should be careful, because a spell should be cast in the right way for the best results. They work through intention, manifestation. The following are tips on using safe lover spells to achieve your goals and attract love in your life. So how to use love spells. Be careful of your love intentions. The best way to use a spell is to call your lover into your life using the best intentions possible. If your intention is for a particular person to fall in love with you, ensure they fall in love with their free will. Perform a ritual to invoke your love intention. Learn and master rituals to help you invoke the intention. We will learn types of rituals and how they vary depending on the spell you want to cast. Always be careful of what you want and be sure that your motives are positive and loving. Evocation is part of the ritual, and it happens when you actually try to call your dream partner. This is the most important part of the process, so listen closely when it comes to your evocation guide. The next thing you want to do is put faith in action. Even if you cast the most potent spell, your dream lover won't just show up at your door. You should take action, such as texting the person or using dating apps when interested in a particular person. Always be open to love and don't close up when you want your romance to flourish. Create a love spell with specific materials. Rituals are required. Okay? Rituals require specific materials to bring your intention to the physical world. The materials you will use depend on the type of love spell you use. Okay? So, below we're going to be talking about different ways to cast your love spell. Step by step on how to cast it. So there's types of love spells. There is a candle magic love spell, a orange spell for love, a rose love spell, a ribbon love spell. A spell can vary depending on the process, objects you have, and when you can use them. The following are some interesting love spells that can be easily cast at your home with only a few basic material. Okay, you can use these to attract your lover through magic, and just don't forget to keep an open mind. Okay, so the first spell you can do is a love spell with a candle. Communicate your loving intentions using an unlit candle. So at this time, you should actually repeat what you want to happen in your love life. What you might say can be something like, "Let my love come to me as this candle burns." You can say this out loud or in your mind. Just concentrate on your wish and truly believe it. After evocating, you need to light the candle and let the candle burn. This way your spell will be on its way to your dream lover. The candle should completely burn down, so keep that in mind, but be patient. Okay, so the next spell is a love spell using a ribbon. During the new moon, use a ribbon in two objects. Use colors like red or pink as they are colors of love. The objects can be anything like candles or gloves, etc. The only thing is that they must be pairs. It's best if you are emotionally connected to the objects you choose. Let one item represent you and the other should be your dream lover. Tie the two objects at the end of the ribbon as you do in evocations, such as tie the gloves together as an example. Tie the two candles together. May the dream lover come closer. As you tie it, that's what you say. Every night, move your objects closer and closer. kind of like a come to me spell. So if I'll get some candles, just a moment. Okay, I got our candles. So a spell like that, what you would do is okay, so this is how it starts. You light them, and then each day you move them closer and closer and closer until they touch. And you see how this has this little ribbon on here? Let's untie it. So every night, move your objects closer and closer to each other and tie the ribbons. Again, as you recite your evocation, you need to continue doing this until your chosen objects are touching, and then leave them for a week. This is how the ribbon spell works and attracts love in your life. Okay, so once they're together, you want to tie this ribbon. Tie it. Okay, so hold on, I'm tying it. Just give me a second. We got to tie our ribbon. Okay, you see our two candles are together now. They're together. Really neat, right? Okay, just a moment. Okay, so now the next love spell is a love spell in an orange dream. Dried orange peel can help your dream lover make their mind about their feelings. Orange peels can also help you get a clear clarification for yourself on your dream lover. The process is simple. Wrap a dried orange peel in cloth and then tie it with a ribbon. Using evocation, make your intentions known. You can say things like, please let me know what I should do to find true love. All you need to do to get your answer is to put your orange wrap under your pillow while you sleep. This will cause you to dream about your question or also your answer. Don't forget to write down your dream after you wake up so that you don't forget it completely. Okay, so our last spell that you could do is called the love spell in a rose. Collect rose petals and take them near moving water. Outdoor water is the best for this purpose, but you can also use tap water. Then try visualizing your ideal partner, and better yet, visualize the ideal qualities you want your partner to possess. The latter is the best way of doing this spell, as it's not too specific. Now think of your evocation and say something like, universe, grant my wish and send me my dream love to me as I send these petals to you. Keep a strong will and make sure your wishes are pure. So love spell questions. Okay. So where can you find effective love spells? It can be truly interesting to cast a spell by yourself and let the magic work. However, this is something that you've never done, then you might first try and contact a professional. The reason for this is that casting a spell can be very tricky, so a result might not be satisfactory at all, and it can even be dangerous as negative thoughts can sneak in. Therefore, it can be worthwhile to check out the top psychic websites that offer these services. One of the best is Kaz Samba, which has many psychics who can help with love and spell casting. The psychics on the website have vast experiences and are vetted by Kazba. However, always read their individual reviews to see who might suit you the best. This can be much safer for anyone who wants to try a love spell in the long run. It can be the most effective option. And that site offers 3 minutes free with each advisor you choose. Okay. So the following are tips that can help you cast a spell successfully. Truly believe in love magic. Know that by concentrating your energies on building a love that will last, you will have more love in your life. You must have a powerful spirit. The next thing you'll want to do is be pacific and have an open mind. Never use magic spells to force someone to do something against their will. Love should always be a choice and not force. When doing your evocations, try not using specific names, but instead mention the qualities that you want a person to possess. Caring, funny, loving. Okay? Next thing is no love magic limits. Okay? Spells can't be used in a negative way. A person can't break marriages through spells or anything of that sort. Spell casting should be used in a positive way that everyone can find a love blessing of their own. So the next thing is know the best time to cast a love spell. Romance rituals will work well on Fridays. This is because the Venus day falls on a Friday. You can also try love rituals during the new moon because that's when intention can easily become real. The next question. Do love spells work? For love spells to work, you must focus on the task. The following are characteristics of great love spells. Physical materials, clearly stated intentions, intense mental focus. Spells do work right away, but not always. People who use a love spell want instant results. However, these spells may take time to work. It's because about 2 people. After you cast your spell, you should be willing to take inspired steps. You can reach out to someone or even sign up for a dating site. Even the most potent love spell can't send your dream lover straight to your doorstep. Do love spells backfire? Yes, this is the reason you should get professional advice on spells like this. The negative energy you might use to cast a love spell comes back threefold in a negative way. It's a bad idea to do magic to break up someone or cause a negative impact in any way. No matter how you may feel the need to end up with your dream lover, if done correctly, a spell may increase your love, but you must ensure your intentions are pure. Okay, so review of how to cast a love spell. For casting a successful spell, always choose materials that are meaningful to you. Next, create an evocation about what you want and use clearly stated intentions that don't harm anyone else. Use any of the rituals you like and keep an open mind. The final takeaway on casting a love spell: if you are single and looking for love, a spell can help you get your dream lover. We all want love in our lives, and sometimes we need a special nudge in that direction to make it happen. It's wise to try and get professional help from experienced psychics. Always check the top psychic websites online before committing to any service. Also, have you used love spells before? What results did you get? So tell us more in the comments below. Please like, share, and subscribe. Hello, welcome to episode 7 of our love spell series. And remember, there are so many other love spell episodes. Don't forget to check back and go through all of them because that's what we do. So today we are going to be doing some love affirmations. And these affirmations, they're for love. So let's get into it. These are relationship affirmations for love. My partner and I look forward to some quality time together. I am supportive of my partner just as he is supportive of me. My partner and I feel comfortable and safe wherever we are together. I love spending intimate moments with my partner. The love between me and my partner is stronger than our fights and misunderstandings. I am happy and content with the relationship I have with my partner. I feel grateful for all the things that my partner does for me. My partner and I both deserve to love and be loved. My partner and I deserve a long-lasting, happy, satisfying partnership. And here is number 10. My partner and I are in loving, committed, strong relationships. Now again, as you are doing these love affirmations, repeat back the ones that are your favorite. And also make sure you're thinking positive, happy thoughts. Now let's do some more relationship affirmations. My love for my partner grows stronger each passing day. I am open to receiving unconditional love from my partner. My partner and I feel a deep connection and love for one another. We are both happy and in love in our relationship. We support and uplift each other with joy and positive energy for the highest good of ourselves and others. Our relationship is filled with trust, honesty, open communication, and mutual understanding, and most of all, love. My inner being is filled with loving feelings for my partner right now. I am grateful to have my partner in my life. With every day that passes, our relationship becomes more loving and more passionate. And here's number 20. We are in love and happy together. Now, if you are a person who wants to do some marriage love affirmations, let's get to that. I value the commitment we have made to each other and honor our vows. I feel safe and secure in my marriage, and I know I am loved. I communicate openly with my husband/wife and speak with honesty and truth. I show my husband/wife lots of love and affection. I am grateful for the love in my life right now. I enjoy spending time with my husband or wife because they are my best friend. I am devoted to my spouse. My marriage is divinely protected. With each passing day, my love for my spouse grows stronger and stronger. I am thankful for my spouse daily. My spouse and I decide daily to love each other. I believe in my marriage. I am supportive, loving to my spouse. I always look for ways that I can contribute to my spouse's happiness. And again, as you're doing these and reciting these, think happy, positive thoughts. My spouse is and will always be my best friend. Wonderful things are in store for us, in store for me and my spouse. My marriage is the most sacred thing to me. I am enjoying the things in my marriage that I have already had. I love my spouse unconditionally. Our marriage is growing stronger every day. Now let's go back to some more affirmations. Okay, so these affirmations are going to be, just a moment. This is for the solo, single person. I am letting love into my life. I feel surrounded by love everywhere. Feel that love. I receive love in abundance from everyone I meet. I am grateful for all the love and affection I get. My heart is open. And again, be open and feel what you're saying. I deserve fulfilling relationships. Don't just say it, but believe it. I'm attracting, trusting, and loving relationships. Real love starts with me. I see love everywhere I go. I am grateful for the people who love me. I am worthy of the compliments I receive. I am worthy of love and care. I deserve the love I receive. I love myself and I'm open to love. I love to give and to receive love. The more love I give, the more I receive. I deserve real and authentic love. I am open and ready to find true love. I believe in love. I am a patient lover. I deserve love as I am. I release my past and I'm ready to find love. My love is precious. I'm meant to have a lifelong love. Love is my priority. I am at peace knowing love comes naturally to me. I'm unique, interesting, and intelligent. I spread love and it returns to me. I'm open to love in all forms. The universe is guiding me to love. I am fulfilled. I make time for those I love. I seek also seeks me. Okay, are you guys getting the hang of this? Are you feeling powerful? Are you feeling love now that we've done this? Now, if you want to make more friends or just to keep your friends, here's some great love affirmations for friendship. I feel safe with my friends. My friends make me laugh. My best friends make the best company. All my friends are lovely people in their own way. My friends and I encourage one another in all our efforts. I make effort to show how much I care for my friends. I am a reliable friend. I always listen to my friends with empathy. I am a great listener. I feel happy with my friends. I am blessed with understanding and supportive friends. I attract amazing friends. I maintain long-lasting friendships. I am a loyal friend. I am an honest friend. I share a deep, loving connection with my friends. I know that I can rely on my friends. Lasting friendships come with ease for me. New friendships are exciting for me. I have the right to choose friends that are healthy for me. Now, here's some affirmations for family love. My relationship with my family is strong and built on trust and love. I love my family and they love me. My family deserves happiness. I am grateful for all the members of my family. Are you guys liking this? I love my family and they love me. We build each other up. We celebrate each other's happiness and success. I like spending time with my family. Our state of joy inspires other families to be happy as well. I share a healthy relationship with each member of my family. My family is my support system. I feel understood by my family. I feel loved by my family. I am grateful for my family. I love my family unconditionally. It is easy for me to be myself with my family. I feel grateful to be a part of such a beautiful family. I listen to my family's needs. I always look to understand my family. Okay? I feel grateful for my family at this moment. I enjoy being with my family. Okay, so let's get into talking about more love affirmations in general. I am letting love into my life. I receive love in abundance from everyone I meet. I feel surrounded by love everywhere. My love is precious. My heart is open. I see love everywhere I go. I believe in love. The love I seek also seeks me. The universe is guiding me to love. Okay? So those are all the affirmations that I have for you guys. And if you guys do affirmations just to get your day started, go ahead and comment below, like the video, subscribe. And again, you could replay this video over and over again so you can feel the love and the positivity and the shift and the change in your life. That's what this is about. So I'll chat with you guys later. Welcome back to our prison series. This is episode 45, and today we're going to talk about Rikers Island. So this is one of the most notorious prisons, and it's located in the East River between Queens and the Bronx in New York City. And also it's where Luigi Mansion is going to be going. Okay, so it's named after Abraham Riken, who bought the island in 1664. The land was eventually acquired by the city in 1884, and a jail was established in the 1930s. The complex covers about 413 acres, and it's at its peak housed around 10,000 inmates, making it one of the world's largest correctional institutions. A diverse inmate population is held inside Rikers, and most prisoners are there temporarily awaiting trial, serving short sentences, or awaiting transfers to other facilities. Rikers Island is notorious for its harsh conditions, including violence between inmates and involving guards. Reports of abuse, neglect, and corruption among staff have been frequent. The treatment of inmates with mental health issues has been a particular concern, with critics arguing that the facility is ill-equipped to handle such cases appropriately. Likewise, the treatment of juvenile inmates is a subject of controversy. There have been calls for more appropriate handling in the facilities for young offenders. Numerous lawsuits and human rights investigations have targeted the conditions at Rikers Island, often focusing on issues like solitary confinement, the use of force by guards, and the prolonged detention of inmates awaiting trial. Now would be a good time to like the video, to subscribe. And are you guys enjoying the prison series? Do you like hearing about all the different prisons, learning with me together? If so, go ahead and comment below. So, when visiting Rikers, journalists and prison reforms discovered temporary holding cells described as covered with rotten food, urine and feces and blood. Inmates were using plastic sheets for blankets and cardboard boxes for beds. Maggots crawled over everything. Up to 26 men were crowded into a single cell where they used plastic bags as toilets. Prisoners kept in holding cells, which should be used for only 24 hours or less, often stayed there for more than a week awaiting transfer. In that time, food and medical services were not routinely provided. Now let's hear that paragraph again, just a small bit of it. So, this was what journalists had noticed when visiting Rikers Island. The prison reformers discovered temporary holding cells described as covered with rotten food, urine, feces, and blood. Inmates were using plastic sheets for blankets and cardboard boxes for beds. Maggots crawled over everything. Up to 26 men were crowded into a single cell where they used plastic bags as toilets. That does not sound good, does it, people? It's disgusting. So over the years, there have been various attempts to reform Rikers Island, focusing on improving conditions, reducing violence, and providing better mental health care. Amid mounting pressure, activists and political leaders have urged the city to close Rikers Island. In 2019, the New York City Council voted to close the jail completely by 2026, intending to replace it with smaller, more modern jails located closer to the city's main courthouse. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Please like, share, and welcome back to our prison series. Okay, so this is to the assassin out there, the guy that got the healthcare worker. How does a girl get in contact with you? Because you know you got many admirers right now because of how handsome you are. And so this is the guy. Oh, I'm getting off track. Welcome back to prison episode number 35. Again, we're talking about a criminal today, a sexy criminal. Okay, do you see this guy right here? All right, I would much rather be going out on a date with him than this guy right here, okay? Yes, that guy right there, he's not as handsome. The guy that assassinated him is so much more handsome. And it would be like if someone is like, if he's asking you, if you happen to bump into the guy that assassinated, you know, the CEO on the street, and he asks you out on a date, or he's like, hey, could I hide at your place? You know what? He's so handsome that you would just be like, okay, you know. So what do we really like about this guy? Look, he's young too. He's young. This guy, he's old and he's deceased, okay? One's alive. That's what we like about that guy. And one's not, okay? And, you know, the deceased stink, if we can be real about this situation. Yes, so one is handsome and one is not handsome. Do we need to waste any time there on why you would like to hang out with the guy that, you know, I'm just saying, you know, I'm pretty normal. I know some of you might be afraid to talk about how attractive the guy is that they're in search of. But, you know, if they capture him, what we have to say is this: at least we will be able to write him letters and, you know, we'll be able to keep track of him. But you have to remember, you know, he's single right now. We know that much because, you know, if he was married, then I can only imagine, you know, his wife would just naturally come forward and be like, that's my husband, you know. So we know he's single. So that's good news for us ladies, okay? You know, but I mean, well, let's not fight over the guy, you know. We hope that they get him, because when they get him, then we'll be able to write him, right? And yeah, we imagine that he has so many admirers. Yeah, so one of these guys is a coward and one is not. You know, that's pretty much all I have to say about that. Now would be a good time to like the video, to subscribe. Is there anybody else out there who's just secretly admiring this guy right here, and you too want to get in contact with him, and you're just thinking, where are you? We want to see you.